First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Rokakwadash. Yahweh is to this world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is to this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashim means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Qudash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And today's video, I wanted to go over this government shutdown that currently is taking place, that started yesterday, and go into how this is why you can't trust in this world. And let me pause the ad block on here because it's not letting me see it. But this is why you can't trust in this world, and you can't rely upon the world for security, because here it is, the government shut down, and every single military worker is not going to get paid. Okay? Right here says it. No, military members do not get paid despite working during a government shutdown. So that right there shows you that, hey, the military is supposed to be the most prestigious, secure, most benefits. One of the roles of society is, hey, people go to the military just to get that, Camaro, just to get that pension. But here it is, the most secure thing. They're showing you that it's not secure at all, because in a moment everything can change, and people out here working not getting paid. As simple as I could put it. So we'll read the scripture in Isaiah chapter 31 verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh." Right? And that Egypt here is talking about America. Right? All these modern Americans, these Israelites, they think that, going to America, to the system for help, is going to be the right answer. When in actual, and it tells you why. Because there are many, because they are strong, right? Strong army, strong country. Hey, let me trust in America. But guess what? Hey, all this is prophesied to fall, right? And instead of looking for, the Heavenly Father, they look at the world for solutions. So this is the end result of people that do that. Military members not getting paid. And it says compensation for members of the military is funded through annual personal appropriations to the Department of Homeland Security and Department of War, according to the Library of Congress. Therefore, because October 1st marks the beginning of the government's 2026 fiscal year, no funding is currently in place for active duty and reserve component military members. And imagine, the people out here in the military that, live paycheck to paycheck, that, are struggling. Imagine, hey, I think last government shutdown went for a month. Imagine it goes for 2 months. How people are going to be on the edge. Hey, just off this, we can start snowballing into more serious events. Because at the end of the day, as the prophets have been saying, all this is prophesied to fall. Right? And this is a sign. Okay, how the very politicians can't even come together. And as Yahweh Shai said, if a kingdom is divided, it cannot stand. So, as time goes on, the politicians are just going to disagree more and more and more, to the point where we have civil war. And in that time where we have civil war, that's when, all hell's going to break loose. Jacob's trouble, the famine of the word, actual famine, just chaos. And this is what's going to have to kick in. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth." Right? So this is going into the end days. Right? The remnant, the elect, are going to rely upon the Heavenly Father, and not rely upon those that have punished us, those that have enslaved us, going into these Edomites in power. Right? This system. And the reason why the elect are going to be in that mentality is because everything else is going to fail, and the elect understand that, hey, this is written to fail, and that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is the only solution to this coming trouble. Okay, worldwide trouble. The only solution is faith in the Heavenly Father. Not no military, not your money, not your doomsday bunker. It is only Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So, let's read this in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right, and that's going into, what you're focused on, what you rely upon. Okay? You're not supposed to be relying upon this earth. Okay, these material things, because these material things can be taken away. Imagine all the people, relying upon the government for work, and here it is, they lost it in one day. Hey, if they don't got Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, hey, they probably shitting bricks because they don't know what to do. And that's the scary thing about, not having the Lord, is that you think that you're the one in control. And once you realize that you don't got any solutions to your problems, that's when people start going crazy. They have anxiety, they get oppressed, they bug out because they think that they are the ones in control. When in actuality, it's just the beginning and none of us are in control. And, that mentality, it really liberates you because you realize that there's no point in stressing at all over anything because you can't change shit. Okay, we're living a story. We're living a story that is already written. So you can't change shit. And ultimately, the best bet you have is to pray to the Heavenly Father that made that story, to help you out. So I just want to make a quick video over this. And one more time, does the military get paid in a government shutdown? What service members should know? And the answer is no, they don't get paid, and you still gotta go work. Damn, this is fucking slavery, man. But with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of great millstone that time of this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.